Well, welcome to another episode of, wait, let me get there. Yeah, Rolf Hitzer, behind the for sale sign. Today, and I haven't done one of these in a while, dun dun dun, Tales from the Dark Basement. Another true story about what can go wrong in a real estate transaction. Not that long ago, a wonderful young couple began their search for their very first home. The emotion, the excitement, the highs and lows of that journey to finally find the right house, stick handling through multiple offers and other people wanting the same house. And thankfully, Mr. and Mrs. Young Couple found the right house. Possession date 4 months down the road. Well, here's where it got a little dark. And the agent received the phone call 1 week before possession date. Hello, agent? I don't know what to do. My wife just left me. And I can't afford the house by myself. And so what happens now? Because the real estate contract clearly states that you are obligated to the purchase no matter what. And so the agent checked with their real estate broker, and the broker said, well, you have several options. One, you can renege or breach the real estate contract. And now, unfortunately for this wonderful young couple, and even though their relationship broke down, they're going to be more than likely faced with a lawsuit for costs, for the inconvenience of now the original owner who purchased another home based on the belief that their home was sold. And if the house sells for less than what Mr. and Mrs. first-time home buyer paid, there also would be that cost would also differential would be included in the lawsuit. So that's option A that this young couple were faced with. But then the broker, savvy with advice, suggested, is it possible for the ex-husband to continue the purchase, take possession, and rent out the property to somebody he may know, and thereby being able to afford the house, and then put the house up for sale. So that was second option. Third option is, you need to know, Mr. and Mrs. Homebuyer, it will be cheaper for you to take possession of the house and on possession day put the house right back on the market for sale, because the lawsuit, paying a lawyer, costs, blah, 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 is going to be way worse than the alternative, and that's taking possession. So here, Mr. and Mrs. Homebuyer were confronted with three options. The first one, not so good. Second and third, actually not so bad, given the circumstances. Well, the good news is this story ends with ex-husband took possession, had a buddy move in to help offset the cost of the mortgage and utilities and all that comes with owning a home. And what was really cool is the home buyer called their agent about 6, 7, 8 months later and said, thank you, this is working out better than expected. Man, was I crapped my pants with what we were confronted with before possession date and relationship breakdown and all of that. Talk about high stress. Anyway, it worked out really well. His friend moved in, and here we are. And this is quite a few years later. The home buyer still lives at the property. So for every problem in real estate, if all parties are willing, there's always a solution. So thank you for tuning in to Rolf Hitzer, behind the for sale sign. Have sign, will travel.